Hello, viewers, and welcome back to another live session with Nana Ayebiafo, Jnana, a life coach and a mystic. My name is Jonathan Morningstar. How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm doing okay too.
Okay, thank God.
There are rituals we do for the body and to the body. Sometimes it involves the body parts, but today we are focused on the hair, mysteries surrounding the hair.
Okay.
What do you know about these things?
Okay, so there are some parts of the body that are considered to be dead and alive. And that is the hair and then the nails. The nails are considered to be dead and alive at the same time. So there are a lot of things we can do with the hair and a lot of things we can do with the nails. Okay. According to mysticism, when one comes to this world, you come here with your past life, the repercussions of whatever good thing or bad thing you did in your previous life projected to you here in this life. So there are a few things you need to know about yourself. And some of these things must be done by our parents because when we are born, we are very innocent. We don't know many things. And there are a lot of things that the parents need to do. So according to spiritual understanding, when you have kids, it is not very good to start shaving their hair. You need to allow them to grow for a while before their hairs will be removed. So for instance, it is said that from 1 year to 5 years, kids should be allowed to joke, play, fool, do anything without obstruction.
Okay.
From the year of 1 or from day 1 to 5 years. Allow your kids to do anything. Let them have fun. Let them scatter things in the house. Allow them to do things. But as soon as they get 5 years, that's a borderline between knowing nothing and beginning to know something. So that borderline at the age of 5, it is said that one is starting a new life. So we do that with some rituals. And one of the rituals is that we shave the whole hair. I mean, you remove all the hair on the head of the person. And there are some rituals you need to do to initiate this boy or girl into real life. Hair carries our DNA. It carries our vibrations, our aspirations. It carries our energies. Likewise, the nails also carries our DNA because it carries our vibrations and all the energies surrounding us. So when we remove the hair, there are rituals to do to make this child very intelligent, very responsible, very obedient. I mean, for you to possess all the good virtues in life. But, at times, people don't even know. So the scripture recommends say, you can shave when they are 2 years or 3 years. But the best time is 5 years. Shave the whole hair. Don't leave one single hair. Shave the whole hair. It's a ritual you do normally. You have to go and bury the hair. So all the childishness and all the stupidity, all the freedom to misbehave, everything has been buried. Now you are starting a new life. So in ancient times, at the age of 5, that's when the boy is sent to the master school. We call it Gurukula, the special master school. So when he goes there, the whole hair will be removed. And if it's coming from a Brahmana family or a Kshatriya family, they will give the person thread. And the thread is a sign of that this person belongs to this lineage or this tradition. So that's when real learning starts from. So everything will be taught. And mantras are given to this boy so that he can become very intelligent. That's a Saraswati mantra. So he'll be reciting it every now and then. That makes them very powerful. But with the hair, if you go into the Bible, you'll understand that Samson was told not to remove the hair.
Yes.
The mom was told not to remove the hair. Because like I'm saying, the hair carries our energy. So if you decide not to shave right from childhood, you can leave it on. If you want to have dreadlocks, you can leave it on. But if you don't want to leave it on and you want to shave it, the best time is at the age of 5. Even though around 2 or 3 years you can shave it, but the best is to wait to at the age of 5 when the child is about starting a new dimension in his life. That is the time that he starts schooling. It's very unfortunate now. We give me 6-month-old kids 1 year, we send them to school. Now that's what people are doing because the parents are working. They feel nobody's in the house. Listen, it is not right.
What's the best time?
The best time for schooling is 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But before that time, you can homeschool your child.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You do homeschooling from the age of 1 all the way to 5. So right from 5, now you can start doing the normal schooling. But it's very unfortunate because the parents are very busy now. So you are forced to allow your kids to go to school, even at the age of 1. They go to school and they have to go and learn. And at that time, they have to enjoy life. They have to play freely. They don't have to have any obstruction or restrictions in their life. Because that's the time they will try to develop many, many things. But as soon as they get to 5 years, they want to have experience of the real life or the realities of life. So that's why parents are supposed to send them to school. It's unfortunate that now the ancient system is no more, where kids stays in the house all the 4 years until 5 years, and then now they will be initiated into the master's school where they will go and learn everything meaningful in life. Now it's not like that, but I would say that if you are a parent, you ask yourself, how much are you paying for your own 1-year-old child in school?
That's a lot.
So much money you're paying. And you ask yourself, how much money are you making from your job? If you analyze it properly, you will see that even the money you are spending on this child going to school is not even up to how much you earn every month. So if you are keeping your kids in the school at the age of 2, 3, just because you want to go to work, you ask yourself, how much are you making from the money? But if you can stay home and homeschool your child before 5 years, trust me, the kids will grow up to become very great children.
So why do we have different types of hair? Most of the times, Africans have locked hairs, and some monks also leave their hair. Maybe they shave this part and leave this part. What are all these significance about?
Yeah, like I was telling you, Samson was told not to remove the hair. If you see Roman Catholic priests, like the bishops and the cardinals and the pope, you see they have some small cap here. They shave there.
What's the secret behind that?
No, because the third eye goes through this place and projects through the crown chakra.
Oh, okay.
So all spiritual societies, they know the crown chakra is here. It's where we connect with the astral realm. So when they shave and they keep the anoint there and then keep that small cap. So the Hare Krishna people, they shave a whole hair and leave a small hair at the back of the head. Okay. And I know the monks, like the Buddhist monk, they shave everything. And at times they also leave some. I don't know if you are watching these Chinese movies.
Yes.
You see the monks, they shave the whole hair and leave some because they want to leave some top of hair at the back of the head where the crown chakra is supposed to be located. Okay, so I think depending on the tradition, we have different ways that we treat the hair. But all that we have to say is that hair actually is considered to be dead and life at the same time. So mystical people don't want to keep plenty hair around. They normally like to shave their hair. Some people also want to keep their beard and all that. But if you come to Krishna consciousness, it is said that we must not leave hair. So it will be very difficult for. Has anybody ever seen me having beard before? No, I have never ever maintained it. I always shave it because according to our teachings or our tradition, leaving the hair is not very good. Unless you are Naga Baba or a Babaji. Babaji is that people who don't care so much about their body.
Okay.
So they live in the forest. So they don't have any time to go and shave their head or their beard. So for them, even their fingernails, they don't remove them. They just live their life. The only thing they do is they eat and sleep. That's why they do spiritual things. But if you are living in the cities like this, for monks, it's accepted that you shave the whole beard. And even here, if you want to shave down, like down cut, make it neat and clean. But there are places also where they feel that you have to leave the hair and have dreadlocks. That is fine. But the whole thing is that for kids, we should know when to leave their hair on and when to remove it because it plays a lot of role in their life, especially just after their 5 years.
Someone might ask, what do you mean by dead and alive?
Yeah, because the hair, even though it is supposed to be alive. So, for instance, you see the hair, the one outside here. When you cut it, you don't feel any pain.
Yeah.
It's a part of your body, but it is dead. That is why you don't feel any pain when it's cut. But because it's connected to another nail, that is part of your body, and that is alive. So, see, if somebody cuts the fingernail, the one upper here, you will feel so much pain.
Yes.
But the one outside here, you don't feel any pain because as it goes beyond your fingers, it begins to die. I don't know whether anybody has paid attention to this. When people die, for the first few weeks, the hair still grows.
Really?
Yeah. The fingernails still grows. You ask anybody who is a mortuary man, people those that pay attention to the dead body,
Okay.
because the nail is considered to be alive and dead at the same time. So when somebody dies, still it grows a little bit. Okay? So if somebody really want to affect you, whether positive or negative, if they have your hair and your fingernails, they can do anything to you because it is like directly your body, even though it's considered to be dead, but it's directly your body. So normally when I don't go to salons where people knows me, I prefer going where no one knows you because hair, if somebody have access to your hair, you are dead. If the person is a bad person, there's nothing the person can do against you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So those of you that goes to the barbering salon to go and shave there, if possible, when you go, just say, "But give my hair, give it to me. Take it home. Don't leave it there." Because if somebody wants to do anything to harm you, with that thing, it's a conduit. You will get you easily. I was watching some movie recently, and I think that the spies, they were trying to see, because there was information that they were building, one state was building some nuclear weapon. No one knows the place. So they went to a village where they assumed that could be the area where they are doing this nuclear stuff. So when they went there, how do we find out? Because definitely they are doing something of sort, the security there will be too tight. Nobody will be able to have access to that environment. But they wanted to know that if truly something of sort is going around the area, they will be able to detect some level of, I don't know, there's a name. Is it the uranium or whatever?
Okay.
So they went to the barbering salon. So the soldiers that were taking shaving, they went there and they created some scene out there. There were 3 people. So when everybody paid attention out there, they took the hair. And then when they sent to the library, they saw that the hair was full of uranium, whatever. And that's one of the ingredients for the nuclear weapon order. So they noticed that truly around that area, they are doing something. The furious that is to be maybe nuclear weapon or something. And truly, they were able to monitor them and they found out the place. So what I'm trying to say is that our hair contains our DNA, is like our personality. So if somebody have access to your hair or your nails, the person can do so many bad things. So how we maintain our hair and nails is very important, especially your kids. You should not just be shaving your hair anyhow. There are rules and regulations regarding some of these things. Like I'm saying, you can decide to do it at the age of 2, 3, but the best is 5 years. When the child is starting a new leaf from childhood to some, like the person is trying to develop some kind of ability to really understand the realities of life. So 5 years is when you have to shave them, you do all the rituals. And trust me, just after that, they become different people. They act more maturely, they ask more questions, and you'll be surprised how they conduct themselves. Because just after 5 years, when that ritual is done, they become different souls.
So take us through the ones you know, the rituals. Take us through from the beginning to the end.
Okay, so for instance, if you take the person to an environment where they have holy river, let's say for instance maybe India, you go to the river banks, maybe Ganges, Saraswati or Yamuna, you go there and a water will be sent. They use a goblet. There's some container called a goblet. So you take some water from it and then you wash the whole hair with the water. So mantras are recited, prayers are recited that this hair must be removed. And as soon as the hair is removed, this soul enters a new phase in his life, and all the positive things written in the destiny must manifest. So after washing it, then they use this razor blade. It's very sharp. because they need to remove every hair, not a one single. They remove all down to the skull, remove everything. So when the whole hair is removed, because this hair, anybody that have access to the hair can also change your destiny.
Okay.
So now the priest hold the hair like this, and the baby must spit on the hair. So when they spit on the hair, all this, there will be some mantras that will be recited, prayers that will be recited. Then the priest will take it to the banks of the river and then mix the whole hair with some of the earth, the sand around the area, mix it together, and then you bury it. And you just have to bury the hair there. So from there, the kid have to sit down. You change your dress. You have to go to the river, take a shower. You bath in there are some rituals, the prayers you have to do. So this child of 5 years come from the water, then he'll be dressed with a new attire, with some kind of markings on the body. If probably have to give the person Brahmana thread, he gives them all the arrangement. So you sit down and a whole puja will be performed. And this puja, you are inviting all the cardinal angels of this world. The angel in charge of health, the angel in charge of wealth, the angel in charge of intelligence, and then an angel in charge of fame. So all these angels will be invited. And then this child will offer something to them. Normally use fruits and flowers and stuff. So you have to offer all these things into those angels. And afterwards, some special mantras. So yes, after the whole procedure, this boy is considered to be the disciple of the master that did the shaving. So the boy must first pay obeisance, is respect, kneel down, show respect, and then you give some donation. It can be anything from your heart. Then afterwards, there will be some food cooked for people around. And get right from that moment, you see the child to be different.
Wow.
Yeah, trust me. It's like a story, but right after that moment, the child begins to act differently. Okay, and then a mantra will be given. Saraswati mantra, that's goddess of learning, will be given so that this boy have to start reciting the prayers all the time. And within a short time, become very smart, very intelligent. Because the new dimension, and before he evolved from the old dimension to the new dimension, there has been a ritual at the boundary. And that ritual is just to facilitate the baby to become a great person in the future. So these are some of the rituals. And I know other traditions, they might have different ways and direction of doing some of these things, but all sum up to the same point that you want this child to be able to fully appreciate all the good things that nature has, awarded for him, and all the good things from the previous life, and all the bad things must be curtailed to become very famous, intelligent, and then the society can benefit. So these are the rituals. I don't know of Africans how we do ours. But definitely there should be something. Even though now we don't follow anything. But I know the ancient time in Africa, definitely would have something like that. The same way we do naming ceremony, there will be something like hair cutting ceremony, maybe ancient time. But now I don't really know. So, and I know if you go to the Buddhist tradition also, they have some things like this. I think if you go to the Jewish tradition also, something like this. So it is something that is done across all the traditions because it's important. We might think that it's nothing because most of the times we want to follow the Western world.
Yeah.
The Western world, they don't have any tradition, they don't have any culture. Anything at all that comes to their mind, they want to do it. So when they see that a human being can marry a dog, it's okay. Let us go and make a law that you have the right to marry a dog. They will just put it there. We don't have any tradition, no customs. But we have tradition, we have customs. Some of these things that we know we have in them in our traditions, we follow them, it helps. It does help.
So some of us, our parents didn't know all this. So someone like me, when I go to the barbering shop to trim my hair, what do I do?
I think the most important thing is that if somebody have access to your hair, that person can affect you positively or negatively. Mm-hmm. So you should be careful where you go and shave your hair. Before, I remember those days I used to shave myself. It was just recently I started going to the salon. I stand in the mirror and then I'll shave. So I felt that why should I go and sit somewhere for somebody to be shaving me? But now, I have to go to the salon. When I go to some salon and after some time, the people that start identifying me or noticing me, no, I don't go there again. As when I'm there, someone come and call me Jnana and say, no, you here, I'm not coming again. Yeah. So the truth is, your hair have so much channels that leads to your personality. So anybody that lands his hand on your hair or your nails, the person can have serious access into your private life. So be careful, especially if you're a public figure that people know. So you don't know who hates you, who want to eliminate or something. You have to be very, very, very careful. And there's one thing I know also. The hair can be used for many rituals.
Okay.
So there are people who can even go to some of these barbering salons to go and take your hair because they have to use it to prepare some rituals. You know, without you knowing. So you have to be very careful. So if possible, when you go visit the salon, you can you see your hair there. Just pack. You might not be able to pack everything, but at least you pack the major ones and leave it there.
I have a friend who had locks. He got rid of them, and he said he feels like something has left him.
Yes.
But he wants me to ask you, how can he dispose of that hair, because it's still lying in the house?
You should go and bury it. If you can take it to the riverside, like I said, if you go to the riverside, you can dig some hole and then get some soil from that area, mix with the hair, spit on it, and then drop it, and you can bury it. Okay. You know, dreadlocks carry a lot of energy. You see, all Rastafarians, because they keep the hair for a very long time, it begins to generate some level of energy. That is hair. There is so much power there, but we just have to maintain it properly. Okay.
Why does the African parents frown upon these locks? They think if you have these, then you are bad or something.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it is the African perspective. We perceive that people that have dreadlocks are really smokers. That's what we think. You know why? Because when we were growing up, maybe most of the dreadlock people were smoking. You know that?
Yeah.
When somebody that's a parent, it means that you should smoke and you should have a dreadlock. In all our villages, anybody that have dreadlock means the person smokes. There's only few people that keep their dreads because they know that it doesn't mean you have to be a smoker to have dreadlocks on. So I think the parents frowns on these things because the perception around it is not really nice. That people smokes, they keep dreadlocks. So you are from a decent home. So why should you do things that people can tag you with smoking?
Yeah.
And I say personally, I will not allow my kids to have dreadlocks. It's not because dread bad, but I wouldn't like it. I don't like it for my kids to have dreadlocks. But if somebody want to keep dreadlocks, it's okay. I don't subscribe to smoking also. So there are so many Rastafarians who don't even smoke in hemp. They don't smoke. They are vegetarians, so they can decide to keep it, but I wouldn't like my kids to have dreadlocks.
Okay. And can someone assist? Can you help someone in these forms of rituals?
Oh, it's something I do. So maybe if you have a child who is 5 years and you've never shaved and you want me to do, why not? I can do. But some of these things now you can't just do every day. Some of these kind of rituals, there are auspicious time periods to do them. So I used to do. I mean, several times I've done for people. It's like naming ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe somebody's close to me and your kids, the hair has been there for 5 years. I'll be very pleased to do for you because it's good to help the kids. As soon as the hair is cut or removed, it's like a new dimension in their life and they become different people.
But can you also do it for your own kids?
Yes, why not? You can do it. You can do it. If you have kids, you can do it. You're a high priest, so why not?
Oh, okay.
Anything at all a priest can do, you can do. But see, one thing is, if you want your kids to go to spiritual school and you are a master yourself, it is always good for you to go and give it to a different master.
Oh, okay.
Because that connection of a child and the father will always be there. In history, there are only few people that schooled under their parents, mystical people. With the order I know is that the master will say, he will take the son to go and give to a different master that you should train my boy for me. And so at least that respect of the disciple and the master will be there. If not, it gets to a point that you, the master, begin to think, oh, it's my son. And the son begins, is my father. But if you really want to train your kids in spiritual things, you should see them as disciples. When you see them as disciples, then they also see you as a master or teacher. It helps. It helps to create that kind of respect and love that kids need to have before they can be considered as good or correct disciples.
And in your speech, you mentioned 5 years. What's the connection between this five? This number five.
Yeah, see, I think I was narrating something, but it even escaped me. Like I was saying that from the age of 1 to 5 years, kids should be allowed to do whatever it is. They can misbehave, scatter things in the room, let them jump here and there. But right from the age of 5 to 13, you have to correct them. Make sure they don't do things without you giving them directions and guidance. You guide them, you correct them, because from that point in time, it's like leaving a tree to grow while bent. Before the age of 5, there is no need guiding them, because whatever they do, they don't know. Let them have that freedom of just going around and doing things on their own that pleases them. But from 5 years going, they've started realizing the realities of life. So that's when we need to guide them, tell them what is right, what is wrong, how to behave. So from 5 to 13 years, you must guide them, because from 5 to 13 years is so crucial that whatever they learn within this space, that is what will become them in the future. But after 13 years, it is said that you must consider your kids as your friend. Okay? So you take advice from them, you give them suggestions, like that. You discuss with them like friends. So that's how the whole thing has been arranged. From the age of 1 to 5, allow the kids to do anything. Don't give them so much troubles, so many restrictions. Allow them to have freedom. But from 5 to 13, you must guide them, make sure that they do the right thing. Because whatever they do within that area, that space of time, is what is going to affect them when they grow, become adults. But right from the age of 13, you don't treat them like kids anymore. If anything at all, you have to sit down and discuss with them. For instance, if you're in the house with your kids after 13 years, you can't decide to be cooking all everything by yourself without asking them what they would like to eat. From the age of 13, sit down as friends. If there's anything you want to do, you can seek them for their suggestions. That's how the thing has been arranged. If you do like this, the kids grows up there and they become very great and responsible kids.
It's parenting 101.
Yeah, it's very important. It's very unfortunate now. Father is working, mother is working. So the kids in the house and there's no training. So social media is training our kids for us. And social media is a very bad teacher. Terrible teacher. It will teach you all the nonsense. Now, even ordinary accounts, people can post so much horrible stuff there. This morning, I was just checking on my wall and I saw some notification for people that they're almost like half naked people. I said, how did people become my friends? How did they become my friend on Facebook? So I have to go and block them. It's on social media. Nowadays, there is this program someone just sent me a link with some of these Akan traditional stations, Akan language stations. They were talking about like sex. And they are mentioning the female genitals the way it's supposed to be mentioned. Bang, like that. They don't close it. The men genitals, they will mention it. And they are teaching how to have sex on the radio. So they thought they were doing the night. So I was like, no. Now all these TV channels are on social media. Yes. So whatever you think you're teaching in the night, because by 11, 12, the children are sleeping, it will be there on social media. They'll come back and see tomorrow morning.
That's true. That's true.
So what is the sense in thinking that, okay, we are doing the program about an do program? Because it is going to be on social media and they'll come back and watch it. And if I did one, I don't even have to address it. I was like, this is so bad. This is so bad. The woman was mentioning about her size of her private part and how she wants to. I said, why will you be doing this, on the public television? And it was around, I think, if you look at the time, it was around 11 p.m. That's when the program was done. But here's the case that you're on social media. The video will be there. Following the case that you don't want them to see, they will wake up and they want to come and see it. They're having phones. I remember when we were kids, there was no social media. So when such programs are done in the night, it is assumed that the kids might be sleeping around that time. So there's no repetition of those programs because there was no social media. But now, social media is there. And these programs are targeted on all these social media handles. And the videos are saved there. So now you're doing the program thinking that it's a nighttime or it's night. So that would be okay. Because true, probably kids might be sleeping at that time. But the video is going to be there.
That's true.
And the terrible thing they discuss, they say your kid that is about 13 years. That you think, okay, I'm rich, let me give my child some phone, smartphone. They will have access to all these things that is only meant for adults. So at the age of 13, what they are able to do, you the 50 years, you can't do. Huh? They are spoiled. So now we don't have time for our kids in the house. Social media is teaching them. Because we all need to learn. We ought to learn. So if the parents are not there to give you this guideline or guidance, social media is there. Social media will give your kids all the beautiful teachings. And when they begin to experience them, you yourself, you know that they're completely spoiled. So now the kids are spoiled too, especially when it comes to sex. They are completely spoiled. I watched a video, some small girls, I think they're from Essex, said, yes, our phone now, my no. Yamakwa ya bantu mu kunu ye ba bagye omu nyina.
Wait.
So I say I could no over 15 years no. And I 14 years no. I say o amaka o bantin maka bi me na mo kunu ye ba bagye omu nyina. And truly, no mo hwe o phone so no ma me na wo te market wo no bi da. So truly what they are saying, they can do it. Okay, and the social media that is teaching people all these things.
And when you read under the comments, you will see people supporting them.
People supporting them. Go and read the comment and see. And people, wow, this is beautiful. This is nice. 14-year-old girl is saying, so, and people see this to be normal. You know, see, I feel very sad with social media. Even though there are many beautiful things, like what we are doing today, people will have access to it through social media. But there are some things on social media at times. If somebody try to do anything stupid, the person gets so many followers. You do something beautiful, nice that will give society something to think of. Only few views. But we will so complain and blame people who are doing bad things on social media. Now, social media is giving people so much power. Not just the power. There is a financial aspect of social media. The more views you have, the better your income. And people don't pay attention to beautiful things like what we do here. Yeah, few people do. But most people don't. So if I go out there to go and remove, if a lady go and wear some small pint there and post it on social media and then 1 million views. So you're telling this lady that we want to see your ass. And she wants to also get some money from social media.
Yeah.
So every day I'll be showing my ass. And then we turn back and say that why people are showing all this on social media. You went to go and watch the video. It has so many views. That's why if you me, I won't watch any stupid thing on social media. No. Especially if somebody is just insulting people, I will not go there to go and watch the video. Because I feel when you watch such videos, the views will tell them that these are people are looking for. So you complain that why are you insulting people like that? You are contributing to that because you go and watch the whole video. Maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes, you watch the whole video. So the person will say, okay, I had about 500K video. Okay, people like it. Tomorrow they will do the same thing. But if you go there, the person is insulting, you leave the place. Tomorrow, if people are not watching this kind of videos, they'll say, okay, I'm not for part of them. But we complain, I'm not for the DTM on social media, and I'm not for on social media. No. We are the same people who go and watch these things. Yeah, here to encourage the people to do more. See, the American say, your kids are in the house, you are busy, your husband is busy, or you are busy, your wife is busy, and the kids don't have any guidance in the house. Social media will become their teacher, and all the bad things that they will end up learning. So from 5 years to 13 years, guide your children. Make sure whatever they do, try to correct them. Tell them the right thing. When they do good things, you praise them. When they do bad things, you correct them. Make sure that they don't repeat it again. Because from 5 years to 13 years, that's where this child is going to build his own future. But below 5 years, it is said that allow them to misbehave, do whatever they allow them to enjoy life, freedom, no much restrictions. But just after 5 years, you have to be still on them and make sure that they do the right thing.
Okay. So before we go, do you have any advice for us, the upcoming parents?
No, as a mistake, I'll tell you, if only you can, keep your kids' hair for at least 5 years. If you can do 2, 3, that's fine. But 5 years. And don't just shave them. Find somebody who knows how to do this to shave. Mystically, it helps the kids. It helps them to develop some kind of stuff, things. You know?
Okay.
Especially if after the 5 years the hair is being removed by a priest that knows the art. It helps them to become great people. And apart from that, you should be very careful not to leave your kids in the hands of social media. Social media will make them very spoiled. Find some time to train your own kids. It is good to make money, but spend some time with your kids and guide them. Also, make sure your kids are not watching things they're not supposed to watch, because they are sleeping, they're not going out on their phones. There are many things that they are associating with. And the kind of association social media is giving them now, they will grow to learn these things. Now there are so many homosexuality going around, because on the phones there are a lot of things happening. So you have a girl of say about 15 years. You think my girl don't know men. He doesn't know any virgin. Already has been diverging long time in the room. Even they don't go out there, inside the room, what they are doing there is terrible thing. So if you're a parent, if you find out what your kids are doing from time to time, check on their profile and see what they are posting, and maybe the kind of video they are watching and all that. It will give an idea what your kids are into, so that you'll be able to guide them. Don't leave your kids in the hands of social media, because social media is not a very good teacher to kids.
Okay. Thank you very much for advice, Nana Ayebiafo Jnana.
God bless you. Thank you for having me.
If this is the first time you are watching a video of ours, kindly like this video, share, subscribe, and click on the bell icon to get more of these videos. Thank you very much.